Hello, everyone. Continuing my theme of non-English language games, today we're playing a game. Actually, I don't even remember the full title of it. The game is in Danish. Somebody asked me a while ago to play this game. It's another advertising game. For some reason, a lot of these games are advertising games that were made for foreign markets. This is a game from Colgate, the toothpaste company. It is a game about a tooth who fights tooth decay by shooting a tube of toothpaste at bacteria that decay teeth. One weird thing about this game is that it appears to not detect the sound card properly if your computer is too fast. I'm running this in DOSBox, and if your cycles are set very high in DOSBox, so DOSBox runs very fast, then the game will not detect your sound card, and it will start playing sounds with the PC speaker sound. It won't play music at all, and the sound effects will come through the PC speaker. So I've slowed the cycles down to a little under 3,000, and then once I run the game, I might speed it up a bit to make the game run faster. And again, let's go ahead and play the game. The game is called Harald something. Here we go. Harald Hårdtand Kampen rene tænder, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's something like that. So anyway, yeah, so you can see like I said, the game is made by Colgate. I do not speak Danish. So you're going to have to guess kind of what the game says. Some things are similar to English, obviously, because English and Danish are both Germanic languages, and some things are similar to German. Like here it's, see how it says utviklet? That's, I'm assuming, cognate to the German entwickelt, which means developed. Anyway, let's go ahead and play the game. Oh, actually, hold on, let's start with the instructions. Spelerinstruktioner. Let's go ahead and look at the instructions here. Well, I have to be honest, I don't know what this says, but that's okay. Basically, this is telling you how to play the game. But we don't actually need to know how to play the game because the game is very simple. So, how long does this go for? Oh, I think this is telling you all about the different... Yeah, this is listing the different types of enemies and things in the game. Alright, forget it. Let's just go ahead and start the game. One-player game. Du klar, speler? One, or whatever one is in Danish. Okay, so this is the game. So the game is very simple. You're this walking tooth, and you press spacebar to shoot. And he, like I think I said, he actually shoots toothpaste. He actually has a big tube of toothpaste that he's carrying like a sidearm or like a machine gun. And yeah, he shoots it at those bacteria like that one that I just killed. If you pick up this power-up, that will make him shoot 2 streams of toothpaste at once. So you basically get double firepower. And this is one of those games where I really wish that you could see a little bit farther beyond what you get to see. You can see I'm almost at the edge of the screen, and if I walk to the left, I really am not going to have much time to react to whatever is coming up on the left. Some relief does come from the map at the bottom of the screen. And, oh, the game is lagging a bit because I didn't speed up the cycles. So there we go, now it's nice and fast. As I mentioned, I slowed down the cycles so that it would detect my sound card, and now it's back up to full speed. So this is basically pretty much the game. So your object in each level is to eliminate all of these enemies, and that little animation happens when you pick up a tube of toothpaste to replenish your ammunition. Now, what you need to do is eliminate these huts. See how every time I kill these bacteria as they come out of that hut, they just keep respawning? You need to eliminate these huts or you'll never get rid of all the bacteria in the level. So what you do is you press F1. Don't ask me why F1 is used. My viewer who requested this game actually had to clarify that for me, because the rest of the controls are pretty, they make sense. I mean, you use the arrow keys to move around, And what just killed me? Oh, I died because of tooth decay. So, see that number 17 right above me? That number there, and it keeps going up, that number measures how much tooth decay there is overall being inflicted by these bad guys. These green guys don't, as far as I can tell, they don't inflict any tooth decay, but the other ones do. The yellow ones do a little bit, and these red ones do massive amounts of damage. Sometimes you'll actually see these red guys take a jackhammer to the teeth in the background, and that just gets that number really skyrocketing. So yeah, that number is basically how much damage has been done to the teeth overall, and I'm doing pretty badly here. This is a quite difficult game. Despite its appearance, it looks like a kid's game. You'd think that this would be a children's game because it obviously has this cute and cool sort of tooth character. I mean, it looks like the kind of game that's meant to encourage kids to brush their teeth. But it is actually quite a difficult game, and I have not been able to get very far in it without cheating. I don't know if the game actually has proper cheat codes. I don't think it does. But the version that I have came with a trainer, which I'm going to show off in a little while. See that guy just above me, it wasn't very clear because he was partly off screen, but just for a moment he had a jackhammer that he was using on the teeth in the background. So these red guys are quite tough. They are the toughest enemies in the game. They require the most hits to destroy, and they will also do the most damage to the teeth, which will very quickly cause you to lose a life. So yeah, you lose a life if you... what happened? Oh boy. That didn't last very long, did it? So basically you lose a life if your personal life bar goes down to nothing, obviously. You'll also lose a life if that tooth decay counter goes up to, if it goes up to 99, I guess, or whatever. So these are obviously the top 10 scores. As the clever person at the top has noted, the key to the game, to getting high scores in the game, is to go slow. If you rush through the game and just complete the levels very quickly, then you won't get that high of a score. But if you manage to eliminate the enemies over a longer period of time, then there will be more enemies to kill, and you'll get more points because you killed more enemies. So if you really want to get the big points, you have to take it easy. But of course, for that, you have to use the trainer and kind of cheat a little bit. So yeah, this is basically the premise of the game. Get rid of these huts, and that will cut off the spawn points where these bacteria spawn out from. And then I think on the early levels, I think there are 2 spawn points. So as you can see, I eliminated one of them. I think there's one more that I need to get on the other side of the level. In later levels, there are more. I think in later levels there are 3 or sometimes even more than that towards the end of the game. The game has 12 levels. So basically, after every 3 levels, there is a boss fight. And then after the 4th boss fight, which of course 4 times 3, so that's 12 levels plus 4 boss fights. After the 4th boss fight, then the game just ends. If you manage to beat the 4th boss, then boom, that's it. Right away, you win the game. Which I also have never done without cheating, but that's okay because cheaters always prosper. So the way that these bacteria behave is basically the green ones are in essence the least dangerous ones, but the special thing that they do is they divide. Sometimes you'll see these green bacteria if you watch them for a while. Like if I watch this guy, I don't want to observe him too long because while I'm watching him, other bacteria are actively trying to destroy the level. They're trying to destroy the teeth that we're supposed to be protecting. But basically, the green ones will divide. Occasionally they will divide into 2 bacteria. The more powerful ones don't do that. They don't divide, but they do actual damage to the teeth. So the yellow, like I said, the yellow ones will do a bit of damage occasionally, and the red ones will often do quite a lot of damage. So I think I've eliminated the 2. I think there are only 2 of them. So I've eliminated the 2 huts in this level. So no new enemies should spawn, other than if some of these green guys split. I don't know if you saw it in the upper left there. Just for a moment, you could see a green bacteria splitting into 2. So yeah, that's what they do. Actually, they all spawn as green. All these bacteria originally spawn as green bacteria, and then over time, the green ones will progress into yellow ones, and then the yellow ones will progress into red ones. Kind of like tooth decay in real life. You know, you get a little bit of plaque on your teeth, and then eventually, if you don't remove it right away, then it hardens and turns into tartar, and then if you leave the tartar there for a while, then you really start getting into trouble. So, oh, okay. I finished the level. Well, that was the first level. Banne 1 genomfört. Good klart. Alright, as du klar, spiller 1. Alright, let's go ahead and try the second level. The levels are all pretty much the same. There's really not a lot of variety in this game. I mean, it's not a... well, I don't know if this game was sold, but I'm pretty sure it seems like the kind of game that would be given out for free because it's advertising. I mean, it's an advertising game for Colgate, so I'm pretty sure that this game was distributed at no cost, or at the most very low cost. Probably just to cover the cost of distribution, but not much more than that. Alright, so I took care of that hut. So anyways, whoops, oh, I fell off the bottom of the screen. Well, that was stupid. You can jump up and down between these platforms fairly freely. Your enemies can only jump up and down using these little pipes, these transparent pipes that you see here and there. They need to use those to go up and down, but I can just jump up and down freely between levels using the up and down arrow keys, which is kind of nice. It's kind of an advantage. But that doesn't make the game easy. Like I said, it is a fairly difficult game. I don't know if it's really possible. I don't know if it's really realistic to expect anybody to finish it without cheating, but what do I know? I've been surprised before. I have had some games which I thought were really, really incredibly difficult, and then it turned out that somebody somehow managed to just breeze through it because they spent 20 years mastering the game or whatever. I don't know. Some people are just good at certain things. Some people are just good at finding shortcuts or particular techniques that just sort of work by exploiting weaknesses in the system. They beat the system! So this is it. This is pretty much the game. And I just ran out of toothpaste. Oh, and there's a bat. Sometimes after a while, random enemies like bats will start to fly around. But yeah, this is it. This is the whole game. That's pretty much all there is to whatever the game is called. I actually forgot the name of the game again. Harald something kämpft something. Harald something fights against bacteria or something like that. So what I'll go ahead and do now is I'll press escape. And yeah, Kampen rene tænder. And I'll press escape again. Because now it's time to play the game as it was meant to be played, by cheating. So like I said, my copy of the game came with a trainer, and if you just type train, then the trainer runs. The trainer is just like the regular game, except that... well, first of all, you take no damage. See, I'm touching these guys, and now they're not damaging me. So basically, you can't lose a life from taking damage from these bacteria. You will still lose a life if they do too much damage to the teeth. If the yellow or red types of bacteria do too much damage to the teeth, but that's okay because you have unlimited lives with this trainer as well. The other thing that you have unlimited of is the smart bombs. I didn't show off the smart bombs yet, but see that one in the lower right? In the lower right you can see a little bomb icon with the number 1 on top of it. That is a smart bomb which will blow up all the enemies on the screen right now. You activate it by pressing enter, like this. Boom. And they just disappear. It's very satisfying actually to do that sometimes. Now, normally that number 1 would go down. Normally it should go down to 0, meaning I only have one of them, and if after I use it, then it's gone unless I pick up another one. But the trainer gives you unlimited smart bombs, and this is, I think, pretty much the only way that you're ever going to win this game. Just run the trainer, and you can actually just hold down the enter button, which is what I'm doing now. Just hold down enter, and you don't even have to shoot the enemies anymore. You can just kind of walk around and just watch them get obliterated by being in the same screen as your smart bomb. Now, I will admit that that is a very cheap way to play the game, but again, it's quite a difficult game. I mean, if you think you can do better, you're welcome to try. Go ahead and see what you get. I mean, hey, if you think you can do better than I can, you're welcome to try. But this is a pretty it is a difficult game, and it's also not really. It's not variegated enough. Like it doesn't have enough variety to really make it rewarding to actually master it. I suppose that if you really wanted to, you could perhaps master the game and figure out how to somehow develop a technique that allows you to beat it easily. But to me, it's just not worth the trouble. I think even a guy like me probably has better things to do with his life than try and figure out how to defeat the Harald toothpaste game. But what do I know? Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it's not like I'm an expert on having a life. So yeah, in terms of how strong your shots can be, there are basically 3 levels. So I started off with one thin stream of toothpaste. Then you saw I had 2 streams of toothpaste. Now I have one big thick stream of paste coming out, and that's the strongest that it can get. Oh, also, if you fall off the bottom of the screen with the trainer, you don't die. I mean, you do fall off the bottom of the screen, but you can just jump back up again and pick up where you left off, and you don't lose a life, which is very useful because losing lives is quite annoying. So that was the second level, and yeah, all the 12 levels pretty much look the same. There's not really any variety in the background. The only real variety is in the level layouts, but the graphics are all the same. The enemies are all the same throughout the game. There is really not too much else to say about this game. Other than the bosses. So I don't think that I'll play through the whole game because I think that would be pretty monotonous. That red thing that I picked up was a smart bomb. See, now I have 2 smart bombs. Well, I still have unlimited. Technically, I have unlimited smart bombs because I can just keep pressing enter because of the trainer, but in proper gameplay, I would have 2 smart bombs now. So, I'm going to go ahead and try to finish this level, which I should be able to do fairly easily with the trainer, I think. And then after this, because this is the 3rd level, there will be a boss after this level, and I guess I'll show off the first boss. Oh, there we go. First boss should be coming up in just a moment. As to klar spelar 1. So yeah, this is the first boss. He's pretty easy to defeat. Actually, you don't even need the trainer to defeat him. Basically, you just hold down spacebar to swing your toothbrush back and forth. You do try to avoid his attacks. And that was it. That was the first boss. And here we go. So this is level 4. You can see it's exactly the same. Like I think I've said 5 times now. All the levels look pretty much the same. So yeah, that's it. That's all there is to the game. And like I said, once you finish the 12th level and then defeat the 4th boss, then you win the game. You are the victor. You have defended against tooth decay, and children everywhere can sleep safely in their beds because that was an extra life I picked up. Because you brushed away their tooth decay with Colgate toothpaste that this very smiling, happy tooth with a bow tie shot out of his tooth cannon. Yeah. I guess that's it. Technically I could play through the whole game like this. I've done it before. I've played through the game using the trainer a few times like this. But I think it would get pretty boring to watch because I'm really just cheating like a bastard at this point. Even without cheating, I think the game's pretty boring to watch because there's really not much to it. What you've seen here is what you get. That's it. So I think that I'll go ahead and I really can't think of anything else to show regarding this game, so I'll just go ahead and quit. And I don't really know what Harald Hårdtand giver en besked om tandpleie means. What happens if I press 3? I'm curious. Oh, I guess this must be, it looks like, this looks like advice. This is probably real-world tooth advice. This is probably like, remember in Saturday morning cartoons when at the end of the cartoon they'd always have a 2-minute segment where they would give you some safety tip, like don't cross the street without looking both ways, or don't smoke cigarettes without adult supervision, or something like that. I guess this is sort of the equivalent of that in this game. If you get tired of playing the game and shooting toothpaste at bacteria, then you can read Fakta om tænder og tandkød. Yes, very interesting. I'm going to assume this is facts about tænder og tandkød. So, very nice to read these fakta, or fakta om huller. Oh, caries. I assume that's like the English, because in English caries is also another word for tooth cavities. So yeah, there you go. Very exciting game. Shoot toothpaste, read facts about teeth, and yeah. Well, that was that. That was a game about toothpaste and teeth. I hope that you folks enjoyed this journey into the tooth unknown. And I think I just made I didn't even mean to make a pun there, but I think I did, because there's a song which probably most of you don't know, unless some of you are Canadians. For my fellow Canadians out there, you know that song by the Odds, Truth Untold? The Truth Untold. Well, now you can sing about the Tooth Untold. Yes, except it wasn't really untold, because I did tell you about it in this video. So the tooth has been told, and I told you about the toothpaste game. So, okay, that is enough for me for now. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care of yourselves. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.